Nebraska on Tap, the source for everything educational and informational about groundwater in agriculture. If you are an ag producer or a citizen of Nebraska, this show is made for you by the Middle Republican Natural Resource District.
Now it's time for our weekly show, hosted by Heather Disming.
Hello, everyone, and thanks again for tuning in to Nebraska on Tap. So this week we're going to talk to a board member. So here we have 11 board members on our NRD board, and they go through and help with some of the decision making that happens with what goes on here at the NRD. And 3 months ago, I asked the board members if they wanted to interview, to reach out. And so Chairwoman reached out and sat down with me, not only to discuss what being a board member means to her, but a little personal life talk as well. So let's get into that get to know you interview now with Chairwoman Tracy Zink.
I'm Tracy Zink. I farm in southwest Nebraska, in Indianola, which is very close to McCook. So I'm a third generation for our operation, and we do corn, soybeans, wheat, and sorghum. We've had cattle in the past, but currently we rent our pastures out, so we're animal free at this point, and I'm happy about that.
No cold mornings at 2 a.m. for you, right?
Yes. No, I'm very happy about that every single time.
And so for you that don't know, Tracy Zink is our chairwoman here of the board at the Middle Republican NRD, and you have been on the board for how long now, Tracy?
Well, I came on in the middle of a term, and then I've had one re-election period, so I can't remember the exact year. Long enough that I kind of know how things go, but not so long as I know what everything's about yet.
That's all right. That's all right. So what are some of the things that inspired you for running on the NRD board or participating in the NRD board here in the Middle Republican?
I try to remember who recommended me or who did this, because at some point I'm going to go back and talk to him a little bit, but I can't for the life of me. And I think that when I look at why I am part of the district, it's all about natural resources. And when I look at what my values are, and number one for me is my faith. And I think if you're a farmer, you probably have a pretty strong faith. And so when I look at that and I look at truth and integrity, I think those things fall directly in line with what our district is doing. And so as I became more aware of what our district is about and what we stand for, it was much more in line with who I am and who I want to be. And so I've really kind of grabbed hold of it and can see the reasons for things and a stronger pull to want to be involved. I think, kindness and compassion. And I think I have a lot of gratitude. And I think being on a board, it takes some commitment and time. And currently I'm not married. I don't have kids. And so I feel like there's a bit of a responsibility that maybe I have more time than others. And so I want to make sure that I'm available and can be that person that's needed. And along with that, though, I have to be very available and aware to our constituents, so that it's not just me that I'm here for. And so I think that when I look at the whys, it matches who I am.
Well, yeah, and especially with a farming background, in third generation, that really makes things different for you compared to somebody who is not in the farming industry, trying to manage water.
Right.
Because you've managed water for a very long time yourself.
Well, and, nothing with farming is automatic to me. I was raised on the farm, but it wasn't all that I did.
Okay.
And so in coming back, I had to learn a lot and I had to ask a lot of questions. And so understanding the difference between surface water and groundwater and the allocation periods and pooling and everything was a bit of a blank slate for me. And so it's easier for me to look at our district kind of from a top looking down at everything, more so than with such single purpose about just irrigation water. And I think that's helped me a bit as we look at our different goals for our district, which is quantity, quality, education, promotion. So it does matter. Water quality matters to everyone. It matters more to some than to others, just like quantity matters more to different populations. So I think that that's important to keep in mind, is that everybody has a different intensity and a different focus. And I kind of like to I guess I'm a bit clueless in all areas, and I'm okay with that, because I know who to go to get answers. And I think that's what we're about here at the district, is getting answers for people and making sure that there is a future, so that whether it's the farm or our local communities, that we have a safe place for people to live, and we have industries to build an economy around. And if we're not managing our natural resources, that's not going to be there.
Right, because industry does consume water, especially if it's something that, tags along the lines of production or anything like that.
Agriculture, and recreation's a big key. We have a lot of avid fishermen, with the hunters in the area. We want to make sure that we're using our, the weed management and runoff control with nitrates. And, it's all so connected, but it's hard to keep it connected in your focus, because you have to have singleness of purpose when you're going about your day,
right,
and trying to make your economy, your industry profitable.
Right.
And so keeping everything in mind is where, like, staff here at the district are so important, because that is there. They take the broad view and allow the rest of us to stay focused on our what's most important to us.
Yeah. No, and being here in the Middle Republican, we are under, different regulations compared to the rest of the state. So, like with compact and everything like that, it does take an army to kind of control some of the stuff that, has to be done here compared to other places. And then, so what are some of your goals for the Middle Republican right now, Chairwoman Zink?
Well, as a board member, I think it's important that each of us continues to stay available, updated, and prepared for all the situations that are coming to us. I think that, we got to keep in mind that we're elected positions. And so that means that we have to set aside our farmer hat or our rancher hat and be there for everyone that's in our district, and keep that in mind. I think building awareness and understanding for what it is we're doing and the why is critical to help everybody kind of take a step back and not have it be so us against them, whether that's our district looking at other parts of the state, or it's an individual farmer looking at someone across the road.
Right.
And so that's what we're trying to do, is to make everything a little more not really transparent, but increase the awareness,
right,
just like doing these podcasts, so everyone kind of understands where we're heading, where we came from, and how we're going to get to those two spots. Other goals that I would have for all of our members would be that we are bringing forward ideas and questions, and that we're staying open and available to everyone. We're not all going to agree. I think it's that level of understanding and acceptance that we've got to get to, and that we continue to provide our staff with the tools and the resources they need to answer questions that we have and find the solutions. If I can do anything, it's help us be efficient and effective. And in my past life, I was coaching and volleyball, but I was never a head coach. I was always an assistant coach and never had a desire. And I feel as a chairperson, I'm basically an assistant coach. I get the information, I help pass it out, I help others make the final decisions. And so I think that's my role as chairperson, and I hope that I can continue to do that effectively.
Yeah, awesome. That's so great to hear from you. It's very inspiring. And really quick, just to brag on it, how many times have you won the TAPS competition in North Platte?
Well, I have had a few successful years. And so with the sorghum, I was most profitable 2 years ago. And then this past year, I kind of had a nice little sweep of a few things. So I a very good fortune there.
Well, good to know that you felt rusty. I don't think you are rusty. So, and then anything else you kind of want to add before we end today?
Yeah, I think the best thing that anyone that's listening can do is reach out and talk to us to give us questions that you have. Give us your feedback. Do you understand what we're doing? Would you like to see it done, whether it's differently or in different formats, people for us to talk to, trainings we can offer. I think that's what's exciting by the staff that's here is the willingness to go above and beyond, whether it's, trees, NRCS, conservation, water, testing. That's what we're here for. And we want to be what you need. And we're working hard every day to do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for stopping in today. We really appreciate everything you had to say, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Sounds good, Heather. Thank you.
You're welcome. I could listen to saxophone-filled music all day. Well, cool facts on Tracy. I had no idea she helped coach volleyball, but that's really awesome. So public service is a big deal to her, and it's a great inspiration to others who also want to get involved with local or state boards. You just have to know what to do to get involved and then run for it. And then if you are elected, then you get to join the board, so it's really fun. And then you get to see all the things that go on behind the scenes. So lots of cool stuff on that. We don't have a very long show today. So if you're out in the tractor, or if you're on a boat, or if you're in your house, on your phone, in the car, wherever you are, thank you so much for tuning in today. And we will be back next week. But don't forget to like and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. And then also you can go to our Middle Republican NRD website, and you can find the episodes there as well. So, and of course, I'm going to end this episode with the rest of that sax music. So have a great day, and we will talk to you guys later.